My name is Delois Wood, better known as Dee, and I've been coming to the Holy Christian Church for about 7 years. The first time I came, uh, Bishop Felton prophesied over me, and I was like, wow, how did he know all that? And he was telling me all these things about myself, and I was pretty much depressed at the time. I had just gone through a divorce. I had been married 27 years, and I had gone through a divorce, and I was in a lot of pain. And he saw right through that pain. I began to come to the church and Bible studies and different classes and different things that was going on at the church. I began to receive healing, inner healing. I was the type of person very, very nervous, very afraid, very fearful of everything because of my upbringing, because of the things that went on in my life as a child. After being here at the Holy Christian Church and all the different teaching that we get, the Righteous Start, the Holy Bible Institute, the Glory House. I can remember once I was at the Glory House and Bishop laid hands on me and I fell on the floor. And I was on the floor for hours. I remember one time I tried to get up and the power was so strong in that room, I couldn't even get up. At the time I didn't realize it, but faith was being built up inside of me because of the teaching that I was getting. I didn't know at the time that I was going to have to really use that faith. Last year of 2009, I was walking. It was about 7:15 in the morning. I was on my way, to the dentist or something, I can't remember. But I was walking, it was about 17 in the morning, and I was on my way to the bus stop. And I always look very careful. I looked to my left, and I saw cars that were coming way down, and I looked to my right. I didn't see anything. And I was in the right, I was in a walkway. I wasn't in the middle of the street or anything like that. So I began to cross, and I was almost all the way across on the sidewalk. And I saw this truck, and like this is my body, and the truck was like right here. I'm not sure how fast the truck was going, maybe 30, 40 miles an hour, I'm not sure. Instinct kicked in, and I jumped. And I remember I fell to the ground, and immediately I said, oh my God, I was just hit by a car. If the car had hit my body, I really believe that I'd have been dead. Matter of fact, when I was down on the ground, I thought I was dying. But the odd thing is that I wasn't even in the street. I was, where cars park on the side of the road? I was like this far away from the sidewalk. And this person came all the way over and hit me. So it happened fast, but I remember I began to get a little scared. And then the lady that hit me got out of the car. She came over and she was touching on me and moving. I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she was in shock. And I said to her, ma'am, please don't touch me. And she says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I said, I forgive you. I forgive you, but please don't touch me because I don't know what's wrong with me. And immediately this pain hit me. And let me tell you, the pain was just, okay, for a lady, I've had 2 children. It doesn't even come close to having a child. The pain was just awful. And I looked down, and my left foot, and your foot's supposed to be straight. My left foot was turned to the side. And I could see it. It was off. And I was told later there was a piece of skin that was hanging onto my foot. My foot was detached from my leg or from my body. My ankle bone, I don't know medical terms, but my ankle bone was sticking up, way up, and it was blood everywhere. And I began to get a little scared, a little fearful. But then I thought, no fear here. So I began to call on God. And then I couldn't see faces because I was on the ground and I couldn't get up. But people were all around me. They were coming out of their houses. I was screaming to the top of my voice, Jesus, God, this is your child. This is Dolores Wood. You know who I am. And quoting scriptures and telling him, I know that he can heal me. And I was praying in the spirit and praising him and thanking him. And I saw my foot on the ground, but I did not believe that it was going to stay there. I had the faith to believe that God could restore my foot. Someone called 911 because all I could think about at the time was calling my 2 sons and Bishop. So the ambulance came and I got in, and they took my phone away from me because the lady had given me my phone back. So they took it away from me. And I said, no, I have to get a hold of my sons. I have to get a hold of Bishop. I have to get a hold of my sons. And they were telling me to calm down, and I just couldn't calm down. I had to get a hold of them. So my phone rang, and I'm like, oh, answer that. And they didn't want to. And I said, please answer my phone. And I said, who is it? And they said, it's Maddie. And I said, oh, Maddie, tell Maddie to call Bishop. So Maddie got a hold of Bishop. And so they took me down to the hospital. They took me into the emergency room. And when I got in the emergency room, all these doctors came around and they were telling me all these different things. What they were going to do. I had to take a lot of x-rays, and they were going to operate on my foot, and they were going to do the best they could and, repair it and everything. And so I remember hearing the phone ring, and my son answered the phone, and he was just rattling on or whatever, I don't know. And I said, who is that on the phone? And he said, Bishop. And so Bishop called me when I was in the emergency room, and he reassured me that everything was going to be all right, and he prayed with me, and I just felt peace. And so then I remember a doctor coming over, and he said that we are going to set your foot. And then they told me that I had to go to the operating room, which would only take maybe a couple hours. But I was in the operating room about 5-6 hours. And later on, they told me that it was not easy. They didn't say it. They said it in doctor terms. But to repair my foot, it was a job. And they told me that I almost lost my foot completely. After the operation, I remember waking up. And I didn't know at the time, but I was in a recovery room. And I looked over to my right, and this nurse was talking to me. And she kept saying, ma'am, do you speak English? What language do you speak?